So I've always wanted to basically do this. Do this in the sense that I've always wanted to sort of film myself talking about whatever it is that is happening in my life, whatever it is that's on my mind, that I'm just experiencing, and somehow find it's kind of like a catalog or a time capsule where, this happened to me on this day, and now, I'm sharing it here to whoever it is that I'm sharing it to, and then whoever sees this, great, and I get to see it in the future as well, and kind of look back and be like, oh yeah, I remember when you were stressed about whatever it is that you were stressed about. Now, looking back at it in hindsight, it was like stupid or whatever. But also just different insights, different sort of ideas and beliefs and thoughts that I have, that I feel like maybe over time I'll kind of forget about them, maybe, or maybe it will get to a point where I think to myself, shit, maybe I should have paid more attention to that. Maybe I should have whatever. I don't know exactly where I'm going with that, but in any case, I think, yeah. So basically, yesterday, I was working, and at work, there's this guy that I work with called Michael, and I absolutely love working with him. He is extremely efficient, and he's very much, I can count on him. He's absolutely incredible. But apart from the work aspect and the effort that he puts in and the effort that I put in, all these things, it's the fact that whenever we work together, we have such good conversations. And the conversations themselves, they're not just about, movies and films and movies and films is the same thing. But like movies and, I don't know, work, whatever. It's much deeper than that. But we were talking about AI, and we're talking about how with AI, he used to be, he always wanted to be like a tattoo artist, but he's an artist, and I've seen some of his stuff, and it's absolutely incredible. Beautiful. But I was talking about how sometimes I see AI art, and I look at it, and I'm like, oh, this is like pretty cool. This is like pretty good. And I don't know that it's AI. Okay, this is like something important to mention, that I don't know that it's AI, but I look at it and I watch it and I kind of enjoy it, or whatever it is, that's the emotion that I feel. And then when I find out that it's AI, it becomes so deflating because I'm being misled, and I was misled, and it feels kind of like shit, like, this is kind of disappointing. Why should I care about this? Why should I give any effort to this or any energy to this? Why did I like it? I don't like to feel that way. But, we were trying to kind of decode it and come down to a situation as to why is this? Why are we feeling the way that we feel in this situation? And it basically came down to the thing, to the aspect of when you're an artist, and whether it's, whether you draw or paint, or whether you are, a filmmaker or a writer or anything that is artistic, the amount of effort and determination and time and just, you put all of yourself into it. It's not like, I'm going to sit down today, and I'm going to write a script. That's fantastic. That's just great, right? No, you sit down and you write the script, but then you'll stop because you'll be distracted, or because there are other responsibilities that you've got in your life, or because it's blank up here and there you've got nothing. So because you've got nothing, then you're like, okay, I'll go back tomorrow. But tomorrow you got work. Or tomorrow you have to go take the cats to the vet to get their injections done, or whatever it is. So then it's that work, that effort that you put in on that day, but then let's say you go to sleep at night, that moment between you going to like, you actually like closing your eyes and like going to sleep, and you actually asleep, there's that like interval there, that it's not that you're dreaming yet, but you're thinking and you're reflecting on your thoughts and on your on what happened on the day, how can I do this better and whatever. And a lot of the times, at least for me, I think about my projects and I think about what it is that I'm working on. I'm working on this script. I wish that this would happen, and then and then I get an idea, and I take my phone and I just write it down, or I take a piece of paper and my index card and my index card and a pen, and then I like just write it down. So, this thing is always there, but even more, because to get to that point, it takes years. It takes, okay, sometimes for people it's months, but for most people it's years of effort, and maybe going to university, or even if you didn't go to university, it's the fact that you had to sit down and write those things, draw those paintings, think about whatever it is that you need to think about. It takes time, and it's a lot of effort, and it's a lot of it's difficult to do. It's very, very difficult to do. And I was talking to my girlfriend last night, and I was talking to her about the conversation I was having with Michael, and she was like, oh, funny that you say that, because I watched a podcast, and in the podcast, it basically talked about how AI itself, if you ask for it to create like a Starry Night, a Van Gogh painting, something in that style, but with like a man screaming, right? Then it will do it, and it will do it immaculately. It will make it beautifully, right? But if you ask it to create something original, something brand new, something that's like just completely unique, it's not going to be able to do that. Because inherently, what AI is a learning language model. It's something that basically takes from this artist and this person and this and this and this and this, and takes it and then it gets this formula. It takes that formula, and then it creates this beautiful cake, let's say. And this cake is it has a bit of Van Gogh, and it has a bit of Picasso, and then it has a bit of this and a bit of that, and and then it creates this cake. But if you ask for it to just create something unique, brand new, nothing, of no inspiration from anyone, it's not going to look good. And if it's not going to look good, I haven't tested it myself, but I can imagine that it needs that. But also, in the same way, we as humans, we learn, and we watch films, and then, I don't know, let's say I watched Weapons, and in Weapons I saw that massive, like, gun that was up in the sky with, like, the clock on it. I'm like, that's so good. I want to use something like this, and some essence of it in my next film. Cool. Then that's something that I take from somewhere, and I mix it, and, again, like, make my own cake. In a way, that adds to the recipe of it. But for us as humans, we've had so much time and so much effort and so much life that where we quite literally have been carving. We've been carving this beautiful and perfect statue of our art and of our creativity and of our drive, and all of this is just so perfect. We've really made this incredible piece, right? And to do that, it takes a lot of time. It takes an everyday effort, whether it is that you're actually physically working on it, or you're emotionally invested in it, or mentally invested in it, or whatever it is, it's still an everyday thing. And for an AI, it's more mechanical, and that doesn't work. So, coming back to the conversation I was having with Michael, then we were trying to sort of get to the bottom of what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be human? Like, you think about it. What does it mean to be human? So basically Michael came to the conclusion that for him, what he thinks is that to be human is To be human is to create. What does that mean? To create a family, to create kids, to create a home, to create a legacy, to create a film, to create whatever and whatever it may be. But that's what it means to be a human. No matter what, in what industry you're in what aspect that you're working in, or whatever it may be, that is what it is. You know, when we have nothing, we create. When we have everything, we still want to create. We create problems. We create solutions. We create wars. And we create money. And we create avenues. And we create anything and everything. But we create. And that's something that we as humans are inherently doing. And that is the essence of what it is to be human. And I think I agree with Michael on that. Yeah, I think that's beautiful to think about it like this, in a way that, you know, when I look at myself and I think about myself, I know for certain that, you know, there's nothing more in the world that I would be happy to do than write or direct or make films, make plays, create something that's giving life to, you know, a story. I love that more than anything, and I know that, and I'm certain of it. Whether it's a song or a play or a movie or whatever it is, I know for certain that's something that I want to do. So that is my essence, and I know that more than anything now. Yeah. So thank you. This was really fun to talk and to just be me, really talking in this conversation, in this situation or whatever, with whoever's listening or whoever's watching. And even if there's nobody watching, I'm watching me getting better, and I'm watching me putting the effort every single day to get better in not only writing and directing and filmmaking in general, but in my own life, in my own self, in my own emotions, and everything that surrounds it. So I'm gonna go now. And yeah. Love ya.